Hello, everyone. We're back at it again. Um, like, I feel like you know, the world with the perspective of knives is kind of lost right now. Now, I myself, I, I'm an enthusiast. I love knives. I don't know, been over 10 years that I've been collecting them. And I feel like us who live to collect these things, we have, I don't know if you call it a responsibility, or I feel like it's our job, us who are knife enthusiasts. Yes, some of us in this knife enthusiast world do carry guns, but not all of us. And what do I mean by knife enthusiast? Well, there's a couple things I mean. Well, first off, if you're a knife enthusiast, there's a couple things that that you make mandatory on your end when you buy any knife. So anything, like, you'll know like 10, maybe 10 at the most, 10 brands that are knives that you stick with. You use as much as you can. You use them for anything. And then, there's um like, for myself individually, there's like three things that make a knife. Is this that make me decide, is when I see a knife at a store, is this a knife I'm gonna buy, or is this one I'm gonna pass up and not buy ever? So, how I decide what knives I buy and what I don't. Well, first off, is brand. Okay, brand. And when you're a knife enthusiast and you collect these things, you need to know what brands to stick with. Which ones are good, which ones are bad. And if you don't know, if you see a high priced knife and you never heard of the brand, you don't know anything about it, a lot of times knife enthusiasts keep in touch with each other. So, you need to make sure you know someone else who has more experience at knives than you. Hit them up and ask them, hey, do you know of this brand? Do you know anyone that might know of this brand? If you don't, say something like that. Clarify if it's a good brand. But I'm trying to, the five, can't really say how many there are. I may have 6 or 8 brands that I actually stick to, and I do not buy any different than if I'm going to be using knives, like, all the time. If I'm going to be using them to cut, whatever, if I'm going to be carrying them with me every day. These are the brands I got. The knife has to be number one, Benchmade. Number 2, Spyderco. Number 3, Zero Tolerance. Number 4, Microtech. Number 5, ProTech. And I'm trying to think of what the sixth one is. Shit. What's the sixth one? The sixth one, I wasn't. Oh, it's not Kershaw. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll just stick with those 5. Okay. And yes, I do have 2 knives here that are made. Each made. One is made from 2 of those brands. So, like, there's one made from one of those brands and another one made from another brand that I said. So those are brands that I buy from. Those are ones that, if I see a knife made by that manufacturer that I don't have in my collection or whatever, then, and I'm in the market for a new knife, then I will buy it. No questions asked. And I'll be using it on a daily basis. So, the 2 knives that I have, that I carry with me everywhere, and use for almost everything I ever can, is, first up, I want to say this is the Spyderco Dragonfly. It's a small little sucker, but it's sharp, razor sharp. That's better. Get that in the frame. So, trying to. Only thing I really have here is a fucking 35 foot tape measure. So, okay, so we're gonna measure the blade. Let's see. Let me hold that up. I don't know if you guys can see that, but right about 3 inches. So Spyderco Dragonfly, you know, it's a nice small one. You know, it'll do the job. It'll cut what you ask it to. Also, when you have knives like this that you're going to be using for certain things, you got to have a good grip on it. Okay, that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand is when you are cutting things that you got to have a sharp knife for. You got to have it gripped in a specific way, otherwise you will lose control of it and you could hurt yourself really bad. When you spend this much money on a knife, the cuts hurt a lot more than from a box cutter or a $20 Gerber knife from Walmart. They hurt a lot more, I'm telling you right now. I've seen it, but I haven't experienced it. I've seen it, and boy, it is not pretty. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, anyway. So this is, you know, the first one. This is $80 knife. 80, I want to say. 63, somewhere on there. Somewhere between 60 and 80 bucks. You know, it was quite a steal for that price. You know, it's Spyderco. Pretty good brand. You talk to a lot of the knife enthusiasts out there, they'll tell you Spyderco is one of the biggest trustworthy brands ever. Now, what's different about this one compared to what's different about this pocket knife compared to the box cutters, you know, the Walmart knives? Well, this knife is covered under a lifetime warranty. Lifetime unlimited. Right? Okay. On top of that, right out the box, it's not dull. It's not a piece of shit. It's not made in China. Made in the US. Well, this one, most Spydercos are made in the US, but this one individually is made from Italy. Still, really nice knife. And another thing you need to know about is the blade steel. This one, I don't know if you guys, see if I can get it in the lens here. God, it's so difficult. Okay, well, anyway, I'm sorry if you're not able to read that. But the steel here is N690CO, okay? So remember, look that up. Look that up and you'll see exactly what's so special about the steel that's put in this blade. You'll see. And if I had to guess, I would have to say maybe 1/4 of an inch thick on the top of the blade. Or the back of the blade, I don't know what you want to call it. But it's a pretty nice knife, you know, it fits right in the hand. You can see the very end of the handle. It fits in my hand perfectly. Really good knife. And, you know, it's not just gonna fucking snap down on your finger. See, you got your pointing finger to hold it. In case if you do, you know, hit something that could pull the blade back. But that's why it's important to have a finger here, the traction on your finger from this on the blade, and the indentation on the handle gives yourself a really good grip. And there's also more traction on the back for a good grip from your thumb. So that's just a $60 knife. That's nothing compared to all these other fancy gems that are worth a lot more. And next up, this isn't the only other knife I carry with me everywhere. And I'm actually having this sent to the manufacturer to get sharpened. So, yeah. But anyway, this is, it's a model from the Osborne family. And it is the Mini Barrage by Benchmade. So what you gotta know is you got a safety lock here. Okay. The safety lock prevents you from, the knife flipping out on you. That right there is safety. So when it's slid up toward the, when it's slid up toward the axis lock, it is literally locked. It's locked. It's not going to move. Now, slide it down toward the end of the handle, opposite direction of the axis lock. It'll open right up. So you gotta, unless you're a crazy person, or if you're actually trying to hurt yourself, it's best to use the thumb stud. Now with this knife, which is, what is it, axis assist? I think. I don't remember. I think it's axis assist. But these and automatic knives, if you're wanting to, the best advice I can give you is make sure every finger, so for me, it's all these fingers here, these ones on each side, and this whole part of my hand here, right below my thumb, has to have really good grip on the handle. Because if it doesn't, then you see how much my hand moved there when I flick that open? I'm gonna hold it tighter and watch how less my hand moves. You probably saw the difference, right? Okay, good. I hope you did. Because anyway, here's another thing you gotta know. This knife is made of 154 cm steel. 154 cm. Probably can't read it, but it's written right there. Right there. Yeah, that little mark there. That's the steel. Yeah. But anyway, and it also tells you, let's see, what does it say? Yeah, it even says Osborne design. I'm not sure if you guys can see it on the camera there. Let's see. Trying to get a really good spot on it. Yeah, like right there. I don't know if you guys can see this right here, but that part of the blade is chipped. So that's not necessarily enough that I would, need to get a blade replacement. And on top of that, here's the thing. Sending it to the manufacturer. Sending it to them and getting a whole new blade replaced. Getting the clip removed, all that shit. That's free. Absolutely free. No money out of your pocket. None of that. Better than going to Walmart, buying a box cutter, and needing to buy $20 worth of replaceable box cutter blades every month. Just spend a fortune on a knife. You're covered for the rest of your life. It's a good line. I might actually, take that into perspective. So, yeah. But, I just wanted to, give a little detail about these knives. These knives that are really pricey. Not the pieces of shit that you find at Walmart, but the ones you find at some outdoor hunting gear stores and then whatnot. But yeah, us who collect these high-end knives laugh our asses off when people out there who are not knife enthusiasts do not spend money on these knives and they think it's an absolute waste of money. We are laughing our asses off when your knives are dull and you're complaining that you lost that knife because you carry it so many places and you're worried the same thing's going to happen with this. Well, I'm going to tell you right now from experience. I carry it on my wallet on a daily basis. Why do you think that sticks in my mind to stay in my pocket all day? Unless I actually need it. Because it has some valuable shit in it. Okay? Well, when you spend $160 on a knife like this, it's just like having your wallet. You make it mandatory to remember that you have it in your pocket. If you don't have it in your pocket, keep it at home or put it in your vehicle, somewhere where you will find it. Don't, you know, and also make sure after you're done using it, no matter where you are, if you use that knife, put it back in your pocket. Close it, put it back in your pocket. Do not leave it sit, because that's how they get lost. But anyway, have I lost some in the past? Yeah, I have. But do I let that affect me going out and getting another one? Hell no. Because I remember what that first one did for me. It didn't back down on anything. I tried to get it to cut. Anyways, I'm out.